Happy holidays, everyone. Thanks for coming. Happy New Year. Great crowd. Really exciting first, Big Ten home game. Proud of our team. I thought we responded to some adversity. Michigan, I'm really impressed with the job KBA has done with her young team. They're legit top 25 team. We're not pleased with some of the things we did early, but to be able to respond to that and show kind of who we are and what we're capable of is important for us. And I'm just proud of our group. I thought, Rhea was terrific in all areas. That assist thing is becoming the norm now, which is great. And obviously she scored the ball well and defended. And I thought Ju was brilliant. The points, obviously, but just making so many good decisions and 7 assists to 1 turnover on the defense she played. So led by these two, I thought it was a really, really good all-around team effort. And got to keep getting better going forward.
Start here in the middle.
This one's first one will be for you. You seem like in the second quarter you were very decisive with the moves you were making to get to your spots. Just how important is it for you to kind of try to make the game easier for yourself so you don't have to do too much, dribbling above the 3-and-out?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's what I train. I think that's always the goal, to simplify the game and, play smart. But I think for me, it was just adjusting to the team we're playing. It's always going to take an adjustment. I think most of the time I use that first quarter to kind of survey what the defense is doing and try to read the defense to the best of my ability. And then once I get a hang of it, it's barbecue chicken from there. No. Yeah, I think it kind of comes naturally. Just trying to read the different reads. Coach calls the plays, and I see what the defense does, and from there, just being smart. I think that's just a part of the game, and we never really know what the other defense is going to do. So it's just a matter of playing smart and patient and controlled.
David, and then back.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Kennedy's impact. Obviously just looking at the box score, I feel like it doesn't really tell the whole story, that she was just really active defensively and brought a lot of energy. Just kind of how important was that tonight, and then just kind of her overall development, especially, coming back from that injury?
Yeah, I mean, she's an incredible defender. I've said it before that I don't know that I've ever had a better defender coming in as a freshman. Just her mind, her understanding of defensive schemes, and her physical ability. How quickly she's come back from this injury is really special. It just shows kind of her competitive nature and her determination, and that's how she plays on the court, and it makes us a better team. Other people feed off of it. I thought we got a lot of good defensive contributions tonight, but with our size, being switchable and putting some pressure at the point of attack, she gets it started for us, and it's a really important part of what we do defensively, especially.
Ben, and then Beth.
For both Ray and Coach Gottlieb, the third quarter, you guys trail a little bit, but again, kind of really surged back there, and I thought Ray was a big part of that today. Can you talk a little bit about Michigan said they were having trouble with only 1 big on the floor instead of 2 bigs on the floor?
Sure.
Can you talk about what kind of switched for both of you in that third quarter?
Well, for me, I mean, I'll just say I thought we started the third quarter, it was unacceptable, like we weren't ready to go. So we called a timeout. I don't think I took anybody out. And I just kind of lit them up a little bit. And I think a good team has to be able to respond to that. And that's what they did on the floor. And I thought, the difference in Rhea's leadership, just the growth she's had from freshman year on, like she can really listen, understand what I'm asking, and then get other players to go along too. And everyone just was along for that. I thought TVO really had some great minutes after that timeout, and all of them together. But Rhea's the catalyst for that. Obviously, we didn't want Kiki to get in foul trouble, but we know we can play 4 guards or 2 bigs. And tonight we were sort of forced into the 4 guards, and I thought it was, worked out well for us in the sense of it created some space on the floor. And then Kiki comes back in and gets like 12 points in a couple, minutes because she's such a talented scorer. So it was a good rhythm for us in that sense. And I thought everyone, did what they needed to do.
Sure. For me, it was just like welcome to Big Ten basketball. I mean, we prepared for it. I mean, we've never played against Michigan before, but after hearing what Coach G had told us coming out of halftime, it was simple, just following the adjustments we needed to make and just executing what we had prepared for leading up to this game. So just like whatever we worked on in scout, that's what we really need to emphasize in. And I kind of just took it, just being the competitor that I am, just took it to heart and just like tried to get my teammates to go out there with the same hunger to compete, which they did because we all want to win.
Beth and then Sabrina.
Yeah, Lindsay, 8 of the 8 Big Ten teams are ranked in the top 25. What does it say about early on the quality and the strength of the league this season?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of excited for it. We were talking about that sort of in the, the stretch of non-conference where it's not always as competitive. Like, that's what you want as competitors. This is a great league. A lot of it is new for us. I've obviously watched from afar and how many, teams they've had in the tournament and following it more this year. It's, you only get one shot at all the teams other than UCLA. We have to be ready, and we know it's going to bring out our best because they're a bunch of NCAA tournament teams. And I think we got to rise up. No one's going to lay down for us, and so it's going to make us a better team playing in this conference.
Sabrina.
Michigan was saying that press, especially after the free throws, is really challenging for them to deal with. And for Rhea, I don't feel like I've seen a lot of presses with centers like right up at the top of it. So I'm just wondering, what's that like for you to be able to defend like that? How do you think that sort of showcases your versatility?
If Coach B was your defensive coach, you wouldn't even think about it. The coaches really instilled the confidence in me and my teammates. They're like all dogs, so like we really just we accept whatever team is coming at us, and I just really want to compete. So I'm the mad dog. That's what we call it.
Andrew, then Timothy, and Rashawn.
So Michigan had 0 fast break points today. Obviously, the press was part of that, but was there something else? Like, did you want to really focus that on this game, or is that something that just kind of happened?
Oh, no. Didn't just kind of happen. We focus on transition defense all the time. It's a focus for us in our practices. We just know most teams are going to get better looks if they get open looks in transition than if they have to execute. It starts with what we call like our ball stopper, the point of attack, and in regular transition defense, that's often Kennedy or Malia or K9. And in our press, it's the dog. It's positionless. So if you're a mad dog, you're a mad dog. It doesn't matter if you're a center or a guard. So we try to put some pressure at the point of attack and really sprint back and match up. And I thought we had a couple lapses where people got some open shots, but for the most part, when our players really buy into what the game plan is, they're capable of anything.
Timothy.
This is for all of you all. Coach, you kind of started when you first talked about the crowd. It's the holiday season in Los Angeles, December 29th, yet you had an atmosphere like that. What does it say to you all that this is one of the hot spots in LA sports right now? It's
just not lost on me ever. I mean, to walk out there and see people in that upper row. Ray and I were here when it was my family and hers, and that's it. And I think it speaks to the growth, right? Like LA, I was told so many times, people won't come out for women's basketball, but come out for winners. I mean, a lot of it has to do with Juju and her magnetism, and it also has to come with the way we play. Like, who wouldn't want to see Ray at the front of a press, or the way that we play with one another? And so we're trying to put a good product on the floor that people want to come see. But shout out to the community for showing up on 7 o'clock on a Sunday during the holidays. It's a big name school in here. These are exciting matchups, but I think they show up for these women because they deserve it. And it's a cultural kind of thing that we're phenomenon that we're seeing happening. And I'm really grateful and proud to be part of it, but it's really about them.
Anybody else?
Sorry. Yeah, we never take it for granted. Like Coach said, it just means the world to us. Just to see the trajectory of when I first committed here to now my second year, it means the world. And I think we're really building a culture and fan base here at SC that's going to last forever. So that's really all we could ask for, and we're super grateful for our fans because there's no place like home.
Rashawn, and then last question.
Juju, you spoke earlier about just kind of using that first quarter, seeing what the defense is doing.
Mm-hmm.
When and how did you acquire that level of patience? And, Coach, how rare is that to see a player at this level have that?
I think, a lot of it comes from having conversations. I think when I talked with pro players, DeMar and Kyrie, they all emphasize playing smart. And I think for DeMar, it's like, knowing when to attack and knowing how to set the defense up. So they think you're trying to figure things out, but then you already figured it out. So it's just having that patience and really trusting the team because, we practice for moments like this. So it's just a matter of reading the floor for me and try to be as efficient as I can.
Yeah, I would just say it's really impressive. We do a scouting report every time. I watch the other team, I watch how they're defending other players, and then a lot of times they throw that out the window and do something different on Juju. So it's harder. It's harder for all of us to kind of get ready, and I think she's done an incredible job, like she said, of trying to feel the game as it's happening. We obviously try to prepare her and the rest of the team for what we think it's going to be, but the chemistry between one another, you saw a lot of what we call touch keeps tonight, both Rhea and Kiki. So if she gets off of it and two go with her and it's still in the hands of our post player, it's getting open looks for other people too. So her decision making and her flow of the game has really taken off, and I think we're all going to continue to get better with that. But it's definitely an impressive thing to watch in real time.
Last question, Jerry.
Jerry Howard with you, Shocker. Lindsay, you actually have quite a young team, but they seem very mature on the court. What are you doing to develop them and help them not just prepare for these games, but prepare for that big stage?
Yeah, well, we've said all year that we have a lot of youth, right? We do have 7 freshmen, some of whom play significant minutes. Juju's still a sophomore, and then we have older players, but we're all new with one another. So we've said from the beginning that the idea for us was to have high standards and expectations, but also continue to get better throughout the course of the year. And it's taken time. They practice hard. They practice with one another. We want to keep getting better, but I think it's more about the chemistry and the learning of one another that just takes some time, and I think they've committed to that.
All right, thanks everyone.